Well, we missed last week, so we can live it. There we go. Now we're live. Hi, folks.
Hello, friends.
Good to be back. Sorry we missed you last week.
Yeah, actually, I missed being on last week.
I did too. I missed being on. I missed our friends. It was not fun.
So it's time to get together for another exciting day in the life of Kate and David.
As soon as somebody comes in right now, we're talking to each other, and that's it.
Yep.
Oh, one person just signed on.
Oh, Joshua Franklin. Hi, Josh.
Hi, Joshua. Good to see you. I've been spending this time this morning getting caught up on some of the videos I haven't seen in a while. I binge watched a bunch of the Broussard videos.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm. They had some from way back when they began that I either had not watched or at least hadn't commented on. So I've been going back and trying to redo that. Hi, Amy.
How long? Well,
Good
we were
to
just
see
talking about you, Amy. How long have they been going live?
Well, these were not just going live. These were videos.
Oh, videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I went back. They had done 3 or 4 just recently that I had not made comment on. So I went and made comments on those.
Yeah, we were talking about your videos, Amy, the Broussard videos from way back when. In case you didn't hear it, Kate said she went back and was binge watching some of y'all's stuff this morning.
Yeah.
Not me. I was sleeping in like I usually do. I get my best sleep in the morning, I swear.
Yeah, he does. I get my best sleep in my chair.
Hey, Brett, how you doing? Good
Hi,
to see
Brett.
you. You're in the car.
In the car.
You heading somewhere? Like higher ground?
I thought y'all were supposed to stay in because it was supposed to be bad weather. Oh, goodness.
One of my...
Feel this.
Oh, my goodness, your hands are freezing.
My hands are just like ice.
They
It's so
are.
cold today.
They really are.
I know.
Usually when you do that, there's not a whole lot of difference. Today, they are
like
really
little
cold.
ice cubes. She says that's why her ears were burning because we were talking about her.
Maybe so.
I've been talking and thinking about you all day. I got up early this morning. Picking up storm supplies.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad thing to do right now. I was looking at the paper this morning just very briefly, and it appears that, there's some interesting facts. Number one, we've never had 2 hurricanes in the Gulf at the same time. We've had them as close as within the same week back in 1933, but since they started keeping records back in around 1900, there's never been 2 hurricanes in the Gulf at the same time. So that, number one, that's kind of interesting. It's like you've been seeing these things about, who had murder hornets for March and all those new calamity and plague projections. Well, who had twin hurricanes for August is my question, because that's just kind of who would have thought. But, boy.
Thanks, Josh.
But anyway, the thing that I noticed this morning is that San Antonio, good old San Antonio, may actually have a hurricane as it comes in inland, might pass right straight over San Antonio. Now that would be something really strange. Have a hurricane go over San Antonio.
That would be weird. Hello, Alyssa, and hi, Tinker's wife. Good to see both of you.
We watched a very amusing movie last night. Some of you may have seen it, called Sharknado. Funny movie, number one. And of course, all the
hokey as I get.
Absolutely, totally, just out there.
Yeah.
But it's
you
like,
want a good belly laugh, it's a good one to watch.
Who had Sharknadoes for September? Tinker's wife, hi there.
Just
time to get going, huh? But wanted to say hello. Well, thank you. Appreciate you thinking about us long enough to come and say hey.
I'm wearing late bloomer red. No, darling, I'm just wearing red.
She said she's.
Kay doesn't get the ownership of this red. It just happens to be a good color for me and her both.
When she came in, she said she was a newspaper, red and white and red all, or black and white and red all over. Hi, Ellie. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming by.
I started to make that our subject for the day is, I'm a newspaper, black, white, and red all over.
Yep. And I came up with the idea.
Hello, Iris.
what was it? Signs and
Wonders.
Wonders.
If I thought about that last night, we could have gotten the scriptures for that, but I don't know them well enough to just spew them off the top of my head.
I'll tell you what, the way things are going lately, it's starting to get your attention, if nothing else, that we've got some strange times going on.
Yes, it is.
But hopefully we're halfway to saving the post office.
My goodness, we've got 6 folks here.
All right, cool.
That's wonderful.
Off to a good start.
I always wonder that number that we see, does that mean all of us, including the host, us?
I don't think so, because it's, when we first go on, it says 0.
No, that's true too.
Yep. Doing some pickles and dehydrating. Interesting day for you today, Happy.
Happy, my dehydrator's going in there. It's got celery, blueberries, squash slices, and one other thing. I forget what the other thing is. All of them going at once. So I'm doing a lot of dehydrating. And I am enjoying my lemonade, although this is not watermelon lemonade. This is the strawberry lemonade. I used the same recipe and just substituted strawberries for watermelon, and it makes a wonderful, wonderful lemonade as well. So I've been going back and forth between strawberry and watermelon, and I like them both.
That was a very easy video to put together, by the way.
I'm glad you did
a good job on just, your continuity was good and stuff. So it really didn't take much to put that one together.
That's one of the nice things about doing a recipe on a video is if you do it according to the recipe and you take what you're doing, it's pretty easy to throw it together into a video.
What were we talking about the other day? You're doing a cookbook, right? Of all your videos?
Yes.
I think that might not be a bad idea.
It is, Ellie. It's very refreshing. And I do it. I like to do it for wintertime.
Let me taste that, man.
I do it to take summertime into winter. So I've got a nice summertime drink I can enjoy when it's cold and I keep thinking about summer. So.
That's kind of good.
I think so too. I like it a lot. Oh, Joshua, you'd buy the cookbook? Actually, what I was thinking about doing was putting it together because we're about 700 away from 2,000 subscribers. And I was thinking about putting it together as a giveaway. So I may do that. I don't have the nutritional information on my recipes. That's the only problem. But I could give them what goes into it, like the old-fashioned church cookbooks that the ladies of the church would put together.
Well, you can, for your nutritional information, you can put, this has calories.
This has sugar.
Yeah. There's salt in this. Maybe a little pepper too. No green peppers.
See you in a bit, Amy.
We don't do green peppers.
Don't work too hard.
Actually, Happy, she's looking into getting monetized right now. She, I think, was actually in touch with Amy, asking some questions about how to do that.
Right. Hello, Ruth. Good to see you. Thank you.
Ruth.
I'm glad you enjoyed the video.
Yeah, I tasted some of the watermelon lemonade or watermelonade. It came out pretty good.
Yeah, it's a little bit different because David and I usually have salt on our watermelons, and there's no salt in the lemonade, so it's a little different that way, but it tastes good.
Yeah.
Hi, Jason.
Whenever my former wife and I split up, she got all the cookbooks, unfortunately. And over the years in the military, as you go around the world, you obviously end up collecting cookbooks. And one of the things that I used to particularly value was in various bases that we would go to, they would have an organization called the Protestant Women of the Chapel, or Catholic Women of the Chapel, whichever, that was mainly the two faiths that the military kind of catered to. And these organizations, the Protestant Women of the Chapel, in almost every base that I was ever at, they would end up putting together a cookbook. Well, you can imagine whenever you've got an Air Force clientele or population, that you've got people from all over the world. So these cookbooks would end up being like the best of the best from a lot of different countries. And those cookbooks were worth their weight in gold. And
I bet they were.
once she and I divorced, I very much lamented that I did not get those cookbooks. And unfortunately, here some years ago, her house burned down and everything in it was destroyed. And obviously the cookbooks went up in smoke, as did the hundreds and hundreds of recipes that she and I had gathered over the years that were in various containers, which I also hated to lose, including my father's barbecue sauce recipe that I never even salvaged out of it. But anyway, recipes are kind of like the house that burns down where they lose all the pictures.
You're right, Jason. It was a huge loss.
It was. That was one of the things that I lamented about, because I actually had hoped at some point of, if we ever reestablished any communication, of trying to get a couple of those cookbooks. And then some of the ones from my mom and dad that were in that pile. My mother's recipe for pasties and my dad's recipe for barbecue sauce.
But we've pretty closely gotten your mother's
We've
pasties
gotten the pasties down pretty well, and but I could not make my father's barbecue sauce now to save my soul.
Yeah.
And
I made my grandfather's, but you don't really care so much for my grandfather.
My dad's barbecue sauce was, if we could have bottled it, we could have sold it. That's all there is to it. It was that good.
However, as far as cookbook collections, I think we have.
Oh, wow.
We have a cookbook collection or so.
Kate is a cookbook fanatic. How many do you think you have? 200?
Oh, I've got more than that.
Holy cow.
I probably got pretty close to 400.
Well, think about that, folks. 400 cookbooks. And what's for dinner tonight? Haven't got a clue.
Well, just because you have books doesn't mean you know what's in the fridge.
That's true. No idea.
John Haffy, I'm really sorry about that fire. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, you got some fires going on.
Yeah. In Colorado. And Ruth, it's amazing how humid Minnesota can get. My daughter lives in Minnesota, and I figured as far north as it was, it wouldn't be. But then I found out about all the lakes and streams and stuff up there, so it's got to be really humid.
Well, Amy's got all the food in the house now, all the groceries.
Yay! So are you going?
So what are you going to do to kind of hunker down? I mean, how bad's it looking for you guys there? You look like you're going to get hit pretty hard.
Worse in California.
Yeah, worse in California. I just was reading yesterday about another, was it 1 million acres burned in less than a week? God.
My mom's been saying this shit about a cookbook. Oh, I use mine all the time, Joshua. I'm constantly reading cookbooks and searching cookbooks and online stuff.
And how come we eat the same stuff week after week?
Because that's what you like.
Well, you ought to try me on some of the new recipes. Just for grins and giggles.
Well, I'll try some of them.
Spring something on me.
Okay.
I've always told Kate I'll eat whatever she makes at least once.
At least once.
But,
you're in the path of both storms at the moment. Well, thank goodness your house is up high. And hopefully you can get all the chickens and other critters up high, so they'll be okay
hope
too.
Everything's strapped down. Man, hurricanes are just scary. They're just scary.
Happy, I'm glad you're not threatened. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I don't ever want to live in California, because not only do they have forest fires, but the ground doesn't know what to do.
Good. They're tying down the bees, picking up anything that might fly around, putting the chicks inside the shed. Good idea. Yeah. You got some very practical issues to deal with there, don't you, Amy? I mean, I've only been close to a couple of hurricanes. And,
I've lived through several.
They'll scare the crap out of you.
Good for you. Have you made sure you have a fuel source so you can cook if you lose your power? Because I know you're like me and you have an all electric house rather. So
I'd be willing to bet they've got at least a Coleman stove.
I don't know. That's why I asked. I would hope so. Did I watch Kay's live? No, I did not. I'm sorry. What's going on with Kay? I like watching Kay, but I don't often get to. I generally am getting ready to do this thing and just don't take the time. They have a Coleman portable stove.
There you go.
Has Kay decided if she's going to move to Kentucky or not? Yeah, the birds are
Yeah,
quiet.
the birds are quiet right now. Don't say anything. That's a jinx. They're being nice and calm right now.
Oh, cool. In Tennessee. That's wonderful news. Kay Kittrell.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have found her new place in Tennessee. That'll put her close to mom. That's good news.
I didn't know she was moving.
Well, she had to sell her house.
Oh, that's right. That's
And,
that K. All right. Now I got.
She's
now
in
I
an
remember.
apartment right now. She's been looking for over a year.
Yeah.
So, oh, I'm so glad she's going to be closer to her family. That is very good news. And if she's in Tennessee, that doesn't put her too far away from Texas. And her son is just 60 or so miles up the road from here. That's great news.
Well, I got something important to do later today.
What's that?
Watch golf.
That's true. That's true. I'll tell you what, folks, COVID-19, bad me, don't say that. The virus gave those of us who are golf widows
think it's safe
a
to
much
say it
needed
now.
break, huh?
I think it's safe to say it now.
You think so?
Yeah.
And I am definitely a golf widow. However, I very often sit down and watch with him. It's to the point now that I actually know some of the
She
players.
recognizes golfers before the little name thing comes up. I mean, she knows who some of these guys are. I mean, she recognizes Rory McIlroy, Mickelson,
Yep.
Justin Leonard. Let's see who else.
Justin Johnson.
Well, Ricky Johnson, Dustin
DeChambeau.
Right. DeChambeau. I mean, she knows these guys now by sight.
Mhm.
I mean, that's my girl. That's my girl. She knows golfers by sight. I mean, that's amazing.
Especially because I knew nothing about golf before we got
And
together.
she's interested in the game. Tell me, darling,
Mhm.
what is an albatross?
An albatross is 2 strokes on a 5-stroke hole.
Look at that. Now, here's the really trick question. What is a condor?
That's 1
On?
on a 4-stroke hole.
No.
No, it's on a 5 as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Virtually unheard of, but the name of it is a condor. It's 1 stroke on a par 5, which would be pretty much impossible.
Yeah. And I saw my first hole in 1 not too long ago.
Yep. So
That was pretty cool.
that's amazing that my wife knows golf.
Who doesn't play golf?
And she knows, says, oh, he's putting for a birdie, and wow, he really pulled that drive left. I mean, she's amazing. I love watching golf with her.
And I fuss at him all the time. You're playing a bad game today. You need to straighten out your putts or
Yep.
whatever.
Because I advise golfers too, I just get up there and hit the freaking thing. Dustin Johnson's real bad about that. He takes a long time to address some shots and make it. He looks at it from about 20 different
And
angles.
he dances. He gets ready to make
And,
his stroke and he dances for 5 seconds before he takes his
So
stroke.
I'm just kind of like, get up there and just hit the freaking thing,
Really.
So, and a lot of them that
And poor Phil Mickelson. I feel so sorry for that man.
Phil has been struggling here. He did not make the playoffs. Not on this one. I mean, he'll be in there through the rest of the playoff. Right now, we're going through the FedEx playoffs, which at the end is for the winner a $15 million check. So everybody's kind of, really wants to make it. But this first tournament that they're finishing up today is the first of 4 that get them all the way through to the finals of this. It's called the FedEx Cup.
Sorry. Look at what Happy says.
Yeah, I've never had one either. Never had one either, Happy.
His 15-year-old
Yeah.
son got one.
Yep.
Good for your son.
But I played golf for years, never got an ace, never got a hole in one.
I play putt-putt. And the problem I have with putt-putt is I swing for a drive on 1 hole and it ends up 2 or 3 holes over.
But we actually got some good news the other day. There's some local entrepreneur is actually building a putt-putt course here in our little hometown. So I sent him a message via Facebook the other day asking if they were going to be handicapped accessible, and he said yes. So I might be able to go out and play some putt-putt.
That would be so cool.
That would be fun. I would like to do that.
No, don't retract it, John. I
John,
think it's
why?
hysterical.
Why would you do that, Happy?
Because some people get upset with calling him a
Oh,
S-head.
well, listen, we run this channel, and it don't offend me. So screw them.
Up to some words I get very offended at, but
Yep.
that one is not one of them.
But hey, if he got it when he was just 15,
Did he continue playing?
yeah, does he still play?
Oh, Jason, I like that with the sunglasses. That's a cute emoji. Yeah. I really have. That's like when he used to watch a lot of tennis. I slowly got to the point where I was actually beginning to understand a little bit about tennis, which is another thing I've never played. I am not a sport. Well, I'm not an athlete. I can be a sport, but I'm not an athlete.
Well, there's very little tennis that I actually follow. I mean, it's
Yeah, but you did for a while follow a lot of it.
well, that was when some of the truly great tennis players were still out there. Now, well, I'm sure there are some truly great ones out there now, but they don't appeal to me the same way they used to. But
I know we watched when Serena was playing a lot,
now,
and her sister.
her and Venus have never been my favorite golfer or favorite tennis players. Not ever.
They're not your favorite golfers either,
No,
are
they're not. But you got to go back to some old time tennis players.
Like Billie Jean King.
Now she was good.
I know she was
great.
Bobby Riggs was too.
Chrissy Everett was wonderful. John McEnroe.
Tennis
these people are in their 50s now.
Josh plays tennis at home in Tennessee.
Good.
The closest to playing tennis I ever got was in high school. We had a 6-week period where we had to participate in tennis. And I would stand out on the court and hit the tennis balls with my racket, and they would either go over the net and hit the person that was on the other side, or it would hit the net. And I never managed to get any better than that. I could not aim, although my coach swore down I was aiming very well for the people on the other side of the net.
Did you ever play? Yes, Andre Agassi too, Jason. Absolutely.
Anybody want to challenge Kate?
Now there you might lose. She's a good shot.
Yep, that I am.
Did you ever play badminton?
I did play badminton as a child in my front yard.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Well, that's a real wussy sport, Yeah, Happy, that's true. I used to like to play tennis too, but it was it got to be a real drag to shag your own balls, didn't it? Yep. We needed ball boys. Yep. Yeah, Jason says word got around about your shooting skills.
Uh-oh.
I don't argue with Kate. That's one of the reasons I don't, because she's a good shot. If I ever tick her off and she comes hunting for me, I'm in trouble.
No, I wouldn't.
Let's hope not.
I'm hard on grackles. I'm very hard on grackles.
Okay.
I'm hard on crows.
That's all right. There's enough of those out there that if you knock a few of them off, it won't make much difference in the overall scheme of things.
That's the only live thing I've ever gone after.
When I was a kid, I had BB guns, and my dad and I used to work on my BB guns, and we would increase the power of my BB guns, and so they weren't these just little plink of thing at 20 feet. My BB gun was accurate up to about 25 yards, which was about 75 feet, and my BBs probably had enough velocity to almost be called a 22. So I could go after birds with my BB gun, and sparrows was all I ever really shot at. And where I lived was just billions of sparrows. But I could definitely go out and nail a bunch of sparrows.
Yep. Happy, my bees.
Hi, Ahmad.
The last time we checked on my bees, they were doing very well. We believe that they had swarmed just a few days before we checked them last time. And it looked like there were either 4 or 5 queen cells in there, so they were raising a new queen. Mark has not come back since then, so I don't know for sure whether they got it or not. But it looked like they were going to be healthy, and they had a lot of honey in the hive. We had to take out a couple of frames and take the honey out and give them back the the frames without the honey so that they could go to work again because they just had so much. You were just way overdoing.
Well, I enjoyed putting together the video on the beekeeping, but boy, I tell you, it was kind of a tough row to hoe because it was kind of fragmented and stuff like that. But I hope if any of you have seen the beekeeping video, the guy that does, what's his name?
Mark.
Boy, his knowledge about bees is just bottomless. I mean, that one of the things that I found amazing when I was making that video was just how much information he was passing on just by chatting with Kate. I mean, and it was like, Professor Honey, so.
Mark is an amazing
So I enjoyed putting that video together and editing that down because it was a lot of good information. Ruth, I'm glad you liked it. That was
thank you.
That one ended up being a fairly difficult video to put together.
Yeah, at one point we thought we were going to have 3 videos, and we ended up getting it down to 1. But
yeah.
It was amazing. Happy, the reason we did not split them was because at the time we checked them, there was really not a whole lot of stuff in bloom, not a whole lot to feed them. I was feeding them sugar water.
Yeah, he said they would probably starve if they got split right about that
Yeah,
time.
he said that it would not be a good thing to split.
They would both collapse.
So we made the decision not to, and then they split themselves.
Well, no telling how long before he came by that they actually swarmed. There may have been.
Well, he actually, it
a
was
lot
within
there.
a week. No, it was within a week because he had come the week before
Oh,
and just
hey?
checked it
Oh, okay.
and then made the appointment with me to come back and do
Oh,
an
okay.
opening up.
But in that week, they ended up splitting.
They had swarmed. So, yeah,
Oh,
I
well.
think he knew. He's amazing. He really is. His knowledge is just incredible. And he is out and about constantly rescuing beehives that have, the bees have set up their hives in places where they're not wanted, like water hydrants and in old trees.
Who is it
and
down in
stuff like
Florida
that.
that's in our group that does that
I'm
too?
sorry.
Somebody in this group or in maybe it's in
It's
the
in
family.
Daddy Curbs. We've got Paul, Pine City Apiary, and
Yeah.
then we've got Tim in Florida.
Tim is the one I was thinking about. Yep.
And Tim does a lot of
He does a
capturing
lot of
wild
rescues.
ones,
Yeah,
too.
he does a lot of
Bee
rescues.
Wrangler, that's it. Tim Huffman. I couldn't think of
Yep.
his last name.
Thank you, Haffy. Somebody remembers always, I don't have to worry about my mind going blank. Somebody here will fill it in for me.
And often it's me. And not necessarily what he wants.
I'll take help wherever I can get it, What can I say?
Yeah. Oh, you like the watermelon video. Thank you, Ahmad. I'm sitting here drinking strawberry lemonade made with the same recipe, just substituting strawberries for watermelon. And I did have to do a little more filtering with the strawberries because they have so many little tiny seeds. And while I don't mind little tiny seeds in some things, when you're drinking a drink and you have little tiny seeds in it, they tend to get under my dentures, and that's painful to say the least. So I got them nice and filtered, and it's wonderful. It really is a good thing. I'm going to, next time I go to the store, if they have some good looking strawberries, I'm going to get enough to make a big batch because I only got enough to make a quart this time. So I'm making my drink by the cup. So this cup is, it's probably a quart. It says
Yeah,
it's
it is.
900 milliliters. Have a
There's
milliliters?
an ounce there. There's ounces there too.
Pardon?
It's a quart.
Yeah, I think
Easily.
it is too. But it's good, and it's very refreshing, and it's not really oversweet. I tend to
No,
not
it's
like.
not.
I tend to not like the really, really
It's
sweet.
got a little bit
drinks.
of twang to it.
Well, hello, Susanna.
Hi, Susanna.
Yay, welcome. It's good to
Thank
see
you
you.
for coming by. Esta mañana mi café es
Did I see
deliciosa.
Blake's latest barn video? No, I have not. I'm sorry.
Said esta mañana mi café es deliciosa.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Yep. Good coffee today, folks. Kate made me
Substitute
some
with
good
pineapple.
coffee.
Joshua, I would imagine that you can probably substitute with any fruit that you can puree down and get the juice out of. So I'm not sure.
Pineapple would probably work pretty well. I think.
Pineapple guava.
Yeah.
I've never eaten pineapple guava, but
If
I
you
would-
can, if you can blenderize it down to where it's
oh,
just
cool.
a puree.
Susanna bought some watermelons to make the recipe.
Cool.
I really enjoy it. No, Heffy, I've not seen Blake's latest barn video. I need to sit down and do that. I've been trying to catch up on some of the other folks lately, and he's on the list, but I haven't made it there yet.
He's doing a heck of a job on that barn. I can say that. I watched a little bit of one of his videos the other day,
Mhm.
and
He's
he's
doing
really
it mostly by himself.
yeah, but he's making good progress and definitely learning a lot in the meantime. The one that I saw was where he was getting ready to cut off some of the rafters that were too long and
Oh, okay.
overhanging, and he was going to go back and trim those back. Trees of what, Josh? What
His,
trees you talking about?
Pineapple guava
Oh,
trees.
okay.
Josh, I would say try it.
Yeah, give it a
You know,
shot. What do you
seeds-
got to lose?
Peel them if they need peeling. Get rid of seeds if they have seeds in them that are too big, and then put them in your blender and puree them up and try and mix it with the lemon juice and water, and it might work. The only place I've had any luck with, Iris, on finding canning lids is Lehman's. It's the store in, I want to say Ohio. I get it, their online thing. But you have to buy hundreds at a time. It's like $75 for 100 of those lids.
For 100 lids?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
seems a little steep.
Pardon?
That seems a little steep.
Hey, if you have no lids, it's, you
Yeah,
know.
but there's such thing as price gouging too. So
Let's see. Susanna says, yes, no problem finding canning lids. They're $2 for Bernardin. I don't know that one. I don't know
are
that
you talking
manufacturer.
$2 a piece?
Probably $2 for a pack of 6 or 12.
Oh, okay.
Well, hello, Celtic Bear. It's good to see you.
Hey, what's happening, big guy? Nice to see
Welcome.
you.
It's been a while since we've seen you.
Yes, it has.
Of course, it's not been that while since I've seen you because I talked to you online, but it's good to see you drop in here.
And Jennifer Friedman. Hi, Jennifer.
That's right, David. I have
Not
nothing.
sure what she dropped in, but hello and thanks for coming by.
Hello, Jennifer.
Yeah, you got, Josh, you got to experiment with this kind of stuff. I mean, if she'd have told me a couple of weeks ago that she was going to make watermelonade, I'd have said, what? But she did it, and it tasted pretty good. I mean, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but, Kate's tastes are different than mine, but I did taste it, and it is good. It's not bad at all.
Jennifer, after
Yeah, I know, Happy. Prices on a lot of these. The odd thing is, okay, what have the prices gone up on? It's things that preppers lay up.
well,
So we've been right all along in laying up these things, is what I'm saying.
to a certain extent.
No, I
you're
don't
right.
mean preppers in a bad way. I mean, people that are prepared. So it's, the folks like you and us that, have at least enough sense about them to realize that there are certain things that could happen that would make it a good idea for us to have a pantry full of dried and canned food and things of that sort. So now all those things that Kate has been doing for years are now all suddenly high priced to support because everybody else is jumping in.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I didn't get enough of a supply. I had a one canning season supply, but I should have had a 3. So, well. Jennifer,
ball charge,
what are
okay.
we doing? I'm going to be taking things out of my dehydrator and pulverizing it into a powder. I've got 3 stalks of celery in there that are just about ready to make celery powder. I've got some other things I want to put in there, so it's busy. Susanna, yes, it is quiet. For some reason, our little fellows over there are deciding to be very nice, and I really appreciate that.
Well, the main reason is because they're still in their cages. I mean,
Right.
that's when of course, they get let out on days other than today. They're out a lot earlier. But like today, we kind of leave them in because if not, Corey will be wandering over here to climb up on my legs and wants to be on TV. That's just the way he is. So they're being pretty quiet right now, but that's not to say that won't change real quick.
Oh, it's $2 for
$2 for
12.
12. Okay,
Hi, Lisa.
that's not
Good
too
to
bad.
see you.
Hi, Lisa.
I'm trying
That's
to
not too bad. $2 for 12 of them.
I can't think of what else I've got on the list today. I know I've got to do some laundry. I haven't done any laundry last week at all, and it's getting piled up.
I'm getting a little low on
Socks and
stuff.
underwear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I need
a little low. That's not. It's not a. I mean, I can still put on clean underwear every day.
Well,
so
I
I'm good
generally
on it.
do all my laundry on Mondays, and I did not do laundry on Monday last week, so we're getting lower than I like for us to get.
Hello, Bravo. I see you over there.
Now you're going to start them talking, huh?
Hello, Bravo.
Susanna, is that $2 Canadian or $2 American? Celtic, I got a lot of things that need to be done around here. If you want to make a trip to
Yeah, if
Texas.
you want to come up here and do a little bit of work for us. Speaking of work, I wanted to tell you guys, Kate and I qualify for some grants through the Veterans Administration to have improvements made to our home to accommodate me with my disabilities. And one of the ones that we qualified for was a relatively small one for about $18,000. And what we were going to do is use that one to, number one, put a door out the back of the house, because right now we only have one main entry exit point, which according to VA, with my degree of disability, is a no-no.
And it could be a problem if there was a
If
fire.
there was a fire or some other reason we had to get out of here in a hurry. So part of that grant was going to go to put a back door off of the bird room, which obviously you're going to have some sort of a deck or something outside because it's about 4 feet down to the ground. So we were going to try to get a big enough deck where we could wheel our bird cages out so that we could hose them down, because that's the best way to keep them clean. Cleaning them indoors while possible is very difficult. But take them outside and take everything out, you can hose them down pretty good. And we were also going to do some work in the master bath. Well, one of the VA guys said, you really ought to go for this larger grant, which is like $90,000, and do more. So I've got the package put together more or less. I'm still missing some little pieces and parts, but tomorrow I'll be talking to basically my VA Superman. This is the guy that got my original application for disability through the whole process. Everything from the time that it hit his desk until I was getting money was less than 5 months.
That's unheard
in
of.
the VA world, that's just unheard of. And he knows the system inside. He's been promoted way beyond that point now. He's like a county supervisor, where he was just a line worker when I knew him. But he's going to help me out.
And yes, Jennifer, this is my husband, David.
And all this stuff, I've tried several times to do it myself through the VA website. It just doesn't work for me. It just does not work. So anyway.
Hi, Ratless family. Good to see you.
I'm getting ready to have some help with that. So if that comes to pass, there's going to be some chaos around here, because we're going to have some construction work done. And I don't know how that's going to affect, number one, our broadcast. I'm assuming we can still do it, but I fully expect there to be absolute pandemonium around here. We're going to have to figure out a way to move the birds into another area of the house while they work back there. Well, that's Josh. That's exactly what we're driving at. If we get approved for the $90K, then we do the back door, we do the bathroom. We'll tear out a bunch of the carpeting and put down solid floors. We'll redo the kitchen so that it's ADA compatible and handicapped accessible. And there's a dozen things
Jackie,
that we've got on our
hi.
list. Just it'll come down to how much can we endure having done, because it's going to change our lives considerably. And we can't leave. We can't leave the birds, and there's no way we can move the birds out.
Mm-mm.
So we're kind of between a rock and a hard spot, and whoever we do end up working with is going to have to really cater to our needs. And it's hard to find a contractor who doesn't think they own the place when they walk in.
Wonderful idea, Ruth.
Another room for Kate's cookbooks. Yeah, there you go. My dad trying to get a knee replacement.
77,000 driveway bricks being delivered next week to redo.
Yeah, the
driveway.
VA, they're getting
Whoa.
better, Haffy, but yeah, the VA it's a very hit or miss organization. It's very much like Social Security. 77,000 driveway bricks being delivered next week to redo my driveway. Wow.
Me too, Lisa.
Wow.
That's a lot of driveway and a lot of bricks.
Jackie Walden, I didn't see that. Hi there,
John
Jackie.
Meals for a few days, yeah. We're blessed, Celtic, in that even though we're out in the country, there is within easy driving distance several places that are good restaurants that we like to eat. So,
Yeah, Jennifer, this is me, live and in person.
yeah,
For what it's worth,
this is him.
live in the flesh.
This is the guy I fell in love with back in 1996.
Yeah,
Waited 15 years
that's a heck of a story. I keep saying I'm going to write it down, but I just don't have the nerve. But
Thank you.
how Kate and I met is pretty. We were one of the original internet couples. I mean, we met online in 1996. And if there's anybody out here that can beat that, hold your hand up, because I'll debate you, because that was a long time ago on the internet. Yep. We met on a server in England. I always tell people she and I met in England, because that's where the website was based that we met, on the chat site where we met.
Same here, Susanna. Actually, no, it wasn't news groups, Celtic. It actually was a chat site, but it was all text.
It was
Everything
a text
was
only,
text. It was
no emojis, no.
What you see is what you get.
You could
Nothing.
use a little bit of HTML. You could bold and underline. That was about it. But you had to type it in. You had to put in the, bracket B, open and close it and stuff like that. So you had to write in HTML.
Right.
And
you can't even do that here
so
anymore.
a lot of
They
it
don't
was
like that.
a lot of it was descriptive. And back then my screen name was Dalton. So Dalton walks in, his jeans slung low,
You put a lot of effort into
his
your
cowboy hat at
description.
a rakish angle.
Hello, Salubrious.
His belt
Good to
buckle
see
shining
you.
in the light. It was fun. You could be very descriptive or not, but it was fun to kind of invent yourself online back in those days, because nobody else was doing it. So it was fun. GeoCities was I spent a little bit of time there. That one got too tangled up. That one got just crazy. Oh, I wish I could, Lisa.
I don't
But
think
it's
I want him to.
It's a convoluted story. I'll put it that way. Very salubrious homestead. Wow. Hi there. Welcome. Salubrious. Boy, there's a word you don't see very often.
True. I see it often because they're on a couple of the different channels
Oh,
I'm
okay.
on for.
All right. Yeah, Lisa, I have pieces of it laying around, little bits and parts that I've written, but I've got hundreds of those just sitting in a directory that have never seen the light of day. After I've written them, I just put them away. Maybe one of these days Kate will dig them out after I'm gone.
And clean them up.
Well,
There's too
most
much in
of
there
them,
I wouldn't want people to see.
there probably is. There's probably, because in some of those writings, I'm brutally honest.
And in a lot of those writings, I was not who I am now.
Oh, I don't know. You've always been a sweetheart to me.
No. That's just because I
Yep.
fell in love with you right from the get-go.
Well, I tell you what, if you think, Jennifer, to talk about our story,
Take care.
It is an interesting story.
Take care,
It
Celtic.
really is. Celtic, thanks for
Rest.
coming by. You take care, big guy. It is an interesting story, Jennifer. It very unlikely, for one thing. And then once it got started and stopped and started up again, it's been going gangbusters ever since. Well, thank you,
Lisa?
Jennifer. I appreciate that.
Lisa, it's not that we're going
She
to
makes
edit
me
his
look good,
truth.
huh?
We just kind of want to make it look a little nicer than it was. It's like I said, neither one of us are the people that we are now.
That's true. That's true.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, priorities were a little bit different back in the 90s, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Priorities were different, and we had different things going on in our lives. Neither one of us were nearly as happy back then as we are now.
That's true.
And we were not as peaceful as
I
we
was
are
about
now
as
either.
damaged as you can get.
We both were pretty damaged.
Okay, you were more damaged than I was.
I wouldn't say that either.
I'll tell you what, neither one of us are the same people we were back then. That's for darn sure.
Right. Okay, Ella.
Okay, Ella, hi. Greetings.
I'm going to write that down so that I can remember.
And I'm terrible with names, so that's all I'll say. Hey, Big Wave, how you doing there?
Hi, Kevin.
Taking a break from your yard work, huh? Well, yard work in Florida right now is kind of hit or miss, I'm thinking. I don't remember where you are. Well, you're down south and
Yeah, he is
relatively
down south.
relatively safe from the dual onslaught that's coming through your part of the woods. Two hurricanes at once. That's just unbelievable.
Not something I want to play with.
I think
Although,
we've ticked off God, folks. I do believe.
I wouldn't mind having a little bit of the rain that should come from
I
you.
wouldn't mind that either, but do we need a foot or 18 inches? No.
No. By the way, it did rain yesterday morning.
Yeah.
It rained
a
enough
little
to
bit.
actually leave puddles on the driveway for almost 15 minutes.
Yeah, well, maybe things will green up a little bit, but
I don't know.
it's pretty dry out there right
Yeah.
now. This
It
is this is August in Texas. Imagine that. It's dry.
Someone we both know and love, Happy. And you're right. Everyone does
Yeah,
have a
you're
story.
right.
West Central Florida.
Yeah, rain would be nice. West Central, okay. West Central.
Starting to get some winds. It makes yard work a little easier. Yeah, it blows all the cut grass and stuff away.
Yeah, a bit sporty. That's true.
Trying not to brag, but what's going on is the truth on this.
Say what, Josh?
The Constitution is going to happen. I don't know that.
Well, I guess he changed his mind. The message just went
Someone
away.
changed it for him. We're going to go on the live, Jennifer. I was going to go on the live stream, but had to do homework today. On whose live stream, Jennifer? Yeah, I guess it would make
Yeah,
it, a lot
it
bit
would
more
make the heat a
bearable.
little more bearable. Although I swear to God, when I lived in Mobile, Alabama, after a rainstorm there, it was even worse because then the humidity would start coming up from the ground when the sun started shining. It was miserable. I hated the weather in Mobile. I really did. It was the worst I've ever been. Okay.
But you're here. You didn't miss us.
Timed out for 300 seconds. What does that mean?
It means that
Your admin knocked him out for a while?
that Happy thinks that he needs to quit talking about what he's talking about, basically.
Okay.
That a good moderator takes care of the live stream and takes care of the host by making sure that the people who chat there stay within the parameters of the channel. And apparently Joshua had
He's
stepped
wandering
outside
off.
of those parameters. And thank you, Happy, although I'm sorry it happened. I thank you for taking care of us. Let's see. Lisa says, Kate, what's for dinner today? I need some inspiration.
Well, is Mobile a good place to live? About 8 months out of the year, yeah. But I'll tell you what, the summers in Mobile, at least for me, were miserable. Just miserable. I worked down in a little town called Biola Battery. I was inspecting seafood for the government back then
Thank you,
and
Jennifer.
inspecting shrimp. And so I was right there on the bayous every day. And of course, in the hot weather, I was out there in the shrimp house and grading shrimp and stuff, and it was miserable. Oh
You're
yeah,
right, Kevin. That was
96 degrees. Yeah, that's
Lisa.
the way it
I
was in
haven't
Mobile.
even begun to think about dinner. It's been one of those days. Last night, what we had for dinner were 3 or 4 different kinds of cheeses and some crackers.
Yeah,
So the night before that, we had Chinese food. So I don't know what we're going to do.
and
6 miles north of Hades.
happy and thank you for the attention you do pay to our channel, and it's your work as a moderator is very much appreciated. All of you, Amy,
Yes.
you too, and everybody. Yeah, Louisiana is a lot like that. 6 miles north of Hades. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Good way to put it. 2 miles south of hell. Yeah, I think we're gonna be getting some rain out of these storms, though, Kate. I really do. I think we're gonna be getting some rain.
Well, Jennifer, I'm going to go check them out after this is over. I wrote your name down so I can find you. Is your YouTube channel under the name Jennifer Friedman, or is it under some other name?
Yeah, how do we find it?
But I do like to go and check out the people who come to our videos, to our live streams. I'm actually keeping a journal of those I check out and their channels and what it's mostly about. So,
Really?
okay. Yeah.
You're so organized.
We have people
You
who
are
come in
so
here
organized.
once every 6 months. I have to do that so I know who I've talked to and who I haven't.
Hi,
Hello, Donna. Good to see you.
Donna.
I'm glad you made it in today. Okay, I definitely will check it out. Thank you, Jennifer, or Ella. Got to remember, Jennifer is her mom. She's Ella.
Okay.
I like that name, Ella. Hoping the rain holds off for a bit. I have clothes hanging on. Yeah.
It looks like you might have a little bit of time left, Amy, before everything starts to really hit hard. Yep.
Haffy, I don't know whether I prefer the cold or the heat. I've had heat almost all my life, and it's easy to take clothes off, but there's only so much clothing you can take off in public places. And cold, you can always put on another sweater or a pair of socks or something. So I just don't know which one I prefer. By the skin of my teeth. She made it here by the skin of her teeth. Well, I'm glad you did.
Well, I'm in the wrong part of the country, truth be told.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We got a good air conditioner that keeps you pretty comfy.
That, I'll tell you what, our air conditioner is the best investment we've ever made in this house.
Yep.
In fact, it's in October of last year, on the 1st of October, was when our old air conditioner broke down, and I do mean broke down.
Yeah.
And within 2 days, we had a new system installed, and it has been wonderful ever since. And it's a very highly efficient
Hot and wet.
system, so it's in a way kind of paying for itself. At least with the old system, our bill in August would easily have been over $300 just for the electric. This year, my August bill was like $215. So even though that's high, because there have been times when it's been down in the low hundreds, it's far cheaper. This new system, much stronger and much more effective, is far cheaper to run.
Happy, I like the 5 mops better than the 5 months. It reads funnier.
What?
He says he doesn't mind MINE the cold,
the
but
moths.
not for 5 moths. So
Yeah.
too hot to be working outside, so this is my break time. Well, good. I
My dad
like
said a
being
lot
in
of
at this
bad
time of
things.
day too.
Well, if we're old, we're allowed to say bad stuff.
I got something off my tomato plants last week that really surprised me. I had 3 tomatoes that I kept waiting for them to ripen all the way. And it turns out they're supposed to be orange. They taste good, but they're supposed to be orange, not red. And it really surprised me. Oh my goodness, Susanna has cold from September until May. Oh, burr.
Well, I imagine part of that's just cool, though. So,
Hi, Thrifty VG. Good to see you. Joshua,
I don't think so. Just
Happy is one of our moderators, and he does the best job he knows how to do.
oh my God, 94
So-
degrees right now over for Amy. Whew.
Yeah, with all the humidity, Amy, I imagine it does feel like 100.
Josh, just kind of keep it above the waist, and you're in good shape,
6 days
partner.
a week now because of all that. Oh my goodness, mowing 6 days a week. That's amazing. That's amazing. Wow. Cleaned the gutters and just planted some tomatoes in my greenhouse.
Yeah, now Maine, that would be cold. That would be cold.
I've done that. I really love orange and yellow tomatoes, but struggle.
47% is not bad for the humidity. That's not too bad.
Lisa, I did not know that these were supposed to be orange tomatoes. I thought they were red tomatoes that hadn't turned yet. And I went out to check them and see if they were red enough, and one of them had started rotting on the vine. So I decided maybe they were supposed to be.
Would you scratch my back right up in there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A little higher. Oh.
I am good for something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's good. Thank you.
There.
Thank you, my dear.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Never
Now
seen orange
everybody's back is itching, right? Everyone's back is
tomatoes.
now
Go get
itching.
one of those orange tomatoes. I'd never seen one before either.
How many of you have itchy backs right now? Power of suggestion. Yep. I hadn't either, Jason. I hadn't seen orange tomatoes, but apparently, and purple too. There's some purple tomatoes that Kate was showing me the other day.
Yep.
Yeah, Lisa, you need a back scratch too. Yeah,
The purple ones were wonderful. But look, is that orange or not? I mean,
that
that's
looks
just
like an orange pepper. You know, that looks.
It
like
looks like an orange pepper, but it's not. It's a tomato.
Huh.
And they're wonderful. I had one yesterday with my lunch, and they're really, really good.
Cool.
So I was surprised. Excuse me.
Ain't gonna work on me, Amy. I can resist it.
Do what?
Amy said she was gonna make everybody yawn just by saying it. So I was saying that everybody's back was itchy right now because I just got mine scratched.
Everybody needs one of these. I
Yep.
have it because my back itches all the time.
She's got an itchy spot that just stays itchy.
It really does. And you're right. That is a BLT waiting to happen. And I happened to have some really good thick sliced bacon that I bought in a can, and I cooked some of them for David yesterday. And I think I'll put the rest of it in that sandwich. That's a good idea. I hadn't eaten yet today.
I think Broussard
look
Homestead,
at
that'd be Brett, right?
That is Brett.
Yep. Hi, Brett. Good to see you.
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you,
coming
Brett.
by, fella.
Just planted purple tomatoes now, my 6th generation from previous plants and 2nd generation from Everglades. Oh, cool. Cool. Ella, your Graham has one of these?
Let me see that. I got another spot
they're
here I need to
wonderful.
scratch.
Yeah, Brett, you did hear us mention scriptures. We were talking about looking for a subject for today's live chat. And David brought up signs and wonders, but it was 5 minutes until we were supposed to start, and that just didn't give me enough time to look up scriptures and get things ready to go. So
Yeah, maybe next week.
that may be
maybe
another
not.
one.
Maybe
better?
next week, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure I want to go there anyway. It's not exactly a light-hearted topic.
Lisa's going to dig out her bacon and have a BLT for dinner.
So, Brett, I understand you guys are kind of hunkering down, stocking up a little bit, getting ready for the blow. I feel for you, partner. Jennifer says her back is itchy. Yeah, Ella said her back is itchy. Yeah. Yep. I knew that would work.
Mm-hmm. I am going to do, in the next few days, a video on Josh, you take care. We'll see you next time, I hope.
Thanks for coming by, Josh.
I'm going
Good
to
to have
do a
you.
video on canning bacon. I have a 2-pound thing of bacon that I want to can, and if I do can it, I will make a video on it because I think it would be interesting. See, Ellie says her
Ellie
mom
said
used
Mom
to
used to collect 'em.
back scratchers. Well, I have two. I have this one. I have a little one that folds and unfolds.
And Lisa said they found a collapsible one because Dan
Yeah.
has constant itching.
I have constant itching, but
You know, Brett, that's kind of like riding a bike. Once you get ready for a hurricane, you don't forget how. That's a learning experience all the way around.
I've lived through so many hurricanes in my younger years, and I haven't been anywhere near one, 20, 25 years, maybe more. And I'll bet you anything I could prep for one again without even thinking about it.
I went through the edges of a couple in the 15 years that I lived in Tallahassee, but I had a couple of them that dumped a lot of rain on us, that's for sure.
Well, I was in Corpus.
But we never got hit directly.
I was in Corpus in the early 60s when Carla came through and
Ooh.
just about destroyed the whole place. Hello, Roberta. Good to see you.
Oh, excuse me. Oh.
I'm sorry you don't have any too, Ella. You need to go get some. Bacon's something you just shouldn't run out of.
Bacon in every pot.
There you go. Abby wasn't old enough.
Yeah, Rita, the Forgotten Hurricane. Yeah. Yeah, that Katrina kind of changed everybody's lives down that part of the country, that's for sure.
Some of us here, too.
Yeah.
I want to can sausage links. Have I done sausage? Lisa, I've done sausage, but I've not done the links. I did bulk, and I did it the same way I do ground hamburger. So I don't know. I didn't notice that it intensified all that much, but then I did raw pack, so I didn't put anything in it. It was just what was there. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, big way, that's true. I tell you what, you go through one hurricane, it's an educational experience. That's for darn sure. And now I have to admit, when I was in Mobile years ago, there was one hurricane, and I can't remember the name of it now, but I had a friend of mine who worked for the National Guard. And my kids at that time were like 4 and 2. I mean, they were just little bitty. We spent the night in the weapons locker of the National Guard Armory, surrounded by about 3 foot of concrete and several hundred weapons. And we played pinochle all night. But we got through that one. But that was the, as far as we knew, there was nothing going on, but we had a radio on. But that one came close to Mobile. It didn't hit it head on. But they were talking about it going right up the mouth of the Mobile River. So we hunkered down. And that was the time that I taped up all the windows of the house. We had sliding glass doors in the back that I, put wood up over and things of that sort. So that was the biggest preparation that I had to do for a hurricane, was there in Mobile. But it was an education. It really was. My mom has no money for good bacon. Oh, Jen, that's too bad. Well, Ellie, well. Small batch, Lisa said.
Lisa, I agree. You can. In worst case, you can crumble it and use it in things. I've never had any problem with that kind of cooking. But then again, I tend to not buy the sausage and links unless I'm going to use it in a recipe right away, like the one that Amy and Brett did with their black-eyed peas and sausage. I want to try that one, but I got to find something to substitute for all the spices they use because I can't do them. Yes, Lisa, that's right. Ella, if your mom can afford it, try the ends and pieces. It's good quality bacon, but it's not necessarily in strips, and it has a wonderful flavor.
And Amy, I know you guys that's your lifestyle, though, isn't it? To always be prepared. So that's good news. Just hang in there, folks. I hope to God you all come through this thing unscathed. I really do. I hope you'll keep us posted as the days come by, that the next couple of days are going to tell stories.
Yeah. I lived through Carla. I was in Corpus at the time.
Hurricane Iniki made my jealousy window bread.
Ella, do you cook at all? Watching glass windows. Yes. When Carla came
Yeah,
through,
it does, Big Wave. You're right about that.
when Carla came through, my dad had packed my mom and my three sisters and I in a car and sent us off inland to a friend's to live. And they had large picture windows, you know, the big 6 foot wide glass windows. And they had taken tape and put tape X's on it. And it was interesting to watch as the glass bowed but did not break when that wind hit it. It was really scary. And Ella, I'm glad
Didn't
you're
realize
here.
she
I
was
didn't
only
realize
12.
you were 12.
And
That's
Amy, to
wonderful.
talk about what you were saying up above there, tons of canned meat thanks to Kate. Yep. You helped her out, darling.
Thank you. Thank
Yep.
you very much. That was a
Well, Ellie,
wonderful
at 12
video.
years old, why are you hanging out with us? I mean, I'm 73, darling.
Because we have something she's interested in. And because we welcome all ages.
That's true, we
and
do,
all
but-
interests.
No, the question's legitimate. I'm really curious.
Oh, yeah.
What in the world would a 12-year-old find interesting about people
She
like
can
us?
make soup.
There you go.
Good for you.
Good for you.
At 12, I was learning to cook too.
Yeah.
I don't
All
think I-
because we're just that cool. Okay.
Oh, that's cute.
Yep.
The first thing I learned to cook, I was 7, and my mom put me up to the stove and gave me a frying pan, a spatula, and a pound of bacon and told me to cook it. She did not tell me, however, that once the bacon turns lightly brown, you take it out and drain it on the paper towel, and then it turns stiff. So I cooked it and 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 cooked some more, and it never turned stiff. And she came in, and I had this charcoal in the pan, and she wanted to know what was going on. I said, "Mom, it's not stiff yet. It's obviously not done because it's not stiff yet." Oh, well. Your
Watch metal
birthday
beams
was
on the
June the
roof above us
5th,
flexing.
Ella. Good for you. Hello, Ariana. It's good to see you too. That's okay, Ariana. My oldest daughter doesn't cook very much either, although she could when she was at home. She doesn't anymore.
Yeah, she eats out a lot.
And she can afford it, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yep. Hello, Ariana. Hello. That's another new one, isn't it? Ariana Zamora.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yeah, Amy, that time over in Mobile, when I was talking about when we were in the armory, we had the big door open. You know, it was like kind of like the door going into the National Command Center is, you know, like 3 feet thick and, you know, had the wheel on the inside and stuff. We had that open because we wanted to hear what was going on. And we could hear the roof flexing, you know, and all that. And I'd go out there and you'd see the, what was it? I guess corrugated tin or whatever they had for roofs back then. And of course, it's going like this and flexing back and forth and banging on the steel frame of the building. So it was pretty noisy. We got that storm got our attention. I wish I could remember the name of the hurricane now.
Lisa, thank you. I don't feel so bad about my bacon now. Amy, we pray for you and Brett. I pray for you and Brett every single day.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Just add
That's
a little
very true.
extra side note to take care of him while he's
Yeah.
out traveling in the bad weather. Needless to
Never
say, she
had cooked
let me
chicken
cook
again,
chicken. Oh, that's funny.
Well, maybe you turned it real frequently. You kept turning it so the inside charred up and the outside stayed brown.
Cooked pizza
Yeah.
and onions and peppers. My dad asked me if I want to flip a hamburger, and I did.
Well, good for you. You'll learn. You'll learn, Ella. It just takes some time. Watch some of Kate's videos and you'll learn some tricks.
I only
Thank
know
you,
how to
Amy.
make
We
ramen
appreciate
and
it.
Cereal. Yes, we do, Amy. Very much.
Well, I tell you what, there was a short period of time I was living on ramen when I was going through computer school. Yep. What time is it? Oh, it's after 2.
We're doing fine.
Yeah, I tell you what, Brett, you guys are in our prayers every day. And just to keep everybody safe and above ground and taking nourishment.
And I already have a side note in my prayers to keep Brett safe when he's out driving that big fire truck
Exactly.
around. So I just
Yep.
add another one.
Yep, that's for sure. We have been watching here of late, binge watching
Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods, and we are even, we're buying entire seasons through Prime. Very interesting program. It's gotten, in later seasons now, it's gotten even more hardline cops, but it's a fascinating program. My sister was
I'm sorry, Lisa, that's funny. Do you give her trouble about it still? I think I would. Hello, Off Kilter. Good to see you.
Yeah, hey there.
Off Kilter, did you notice I've been
Well-
watching a bunch of your videos?
Lisa, if you think that's bad, let me tell you about the night that Kate made
Uh-oh.
corned beef and cabbage and forgot to make the corned beef. She
You're not
did.
supposed to say that. I
She
have a
did.
video. I have
We
a
had-
video channel teaching people to cook.
We had a lot of cabbage that night, no corned beef. So don't feel too bad. Well, Happy, thanks for coming by.
You're very
As
welcome.
always, very glad to see you. You be safe, big guy, and take care.
Stay away from the smoke. It's hard on your lungs.
Yep. Sister's baking cookies, and it's very good. My sister
Ariana,
cooks a
I
lot.
don't have a favorite. I love food, and you can tell it when I stand up and you see how round I am.
Yeah, at least I can see how that would be a standing joke in your family for a long time. Tuna casserole with no tuna. It's been a while since we've had that too. We haven't had tuna casserole in a long time.
No,
I
we
love
haven't.
it.
I'll have
I
to
like
make some
tuna
again.
casserole.
And I know how. With tuna.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a video that proves it.
Spicy buffalo chicken dip and brownies. That's a rather odd combination.
I was going to say, how do brownies taste with buffalo chicken dip in them? Sorry, Aaron, I'm teasing. That sounds like a good idea. I may make tuna salad for supper tonight.
Tuna casserole.
That too. I don't know. I got to look and see what I've got in the fridge first. We may have things that need to be done.
Yep. Probably still have some Chinese food left.
Oh, you do. You have quite a bit left. You can't have that. What can you not have,
What, Jennifer?
Ella?
Or Ella, I'm sorry. What can you not have?
Tuna casserole does sound good. Yeah,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's funny how somebody can say one thing and then everybody goes,
And I especially
Yeah, I
like
can
it the
taste
way I
that.
make it because I put crushed up potato chips all over the top.
Doesn't everybody?
Huh?
Doesn't everybody do that? I mean, that's
No, I know a lot of people that don't. And on the video, I got quite a few comments saying it was a good idea. They were going to try it. So,
I kind of just figured that was just sort of part of
not really.
tuna casserole.
I've had a lot of people try those French's French fried
the French
onion
fried-
rings too.
That one I've not heard of, but to me, potato chips were always part of our tuna casseroles. But yeah, that does sound good, Amy.
Oh, look what Haas says. There's so many spicy challenges and desserts it might be good.
Yeah, I've been kind of jonesing for some brownies and ice cream too. So if we start talking about food, we're going to have dinner early tonight.
Thank you, Ariana. Actually, if you want something with ice cream, if I had ice cream, I would make another one of those peach cobblers that I made.
Yeah,
the
now
other day.
that peach cobbler was good.
Yeah, I made that.
You made a
It was
good
I
peach
had
cobbler.
I had a bunch of fresh peaches, and I had to do something with them, so I canned most of them. But one thing I did, I made a fresh peach cobbler, and I also have the last half pint that I made fermenting. I had a bunch of the sugar water that you can them in. I had that left over, and I had the peaches, so I put them in a big jar, and they're working and fermenting. And I know they are because I keep seeing bubbles, and I have to burp it a couple of times a day.
Me too, Amy and Lisa. She's making me hungry now too. We have to have something to eat when I sit down.
Well, I haven't fed you yet today.
I'm getting ready to go in and watch some golf here. Maybe Kate will make me something to eat to go along with that. Now, peach cobbler has to have vanilla ice cream with it. Does it not? True or false? Come on.
I didn't have
Trust
vanilla
me, we
ice
didn't have
cream.
it, but
Sorry.
to really enjoy peach cobbler, you got to have vanilla ice cream with it. True or false?
False. It's better with vanilla ice cream, but you don't have to have it.
I'm afraid your audience disagrees.
Oh, you had it without, and
Well,
I didn't
yeah,
see you not
But
eating it.
well, yeah, of course. I mean, give me a break. But to make peach cobbler great, you got to have ice cream with it.
Thank you.
So
Look,
see there, everybody says true.
Ellie says she doesn't put crunched up chips on top of her tuna casserole. so I
Yeah,
have
well,
to
try
it.
that. It's better. It's better with a bunch of just run them under a roller, crush them up, sprinkle them on top. It's
Lisa
great.
was going to make whipped cream for it, but I turned
See
out I
there?
didn't have
Yeah.
any whipping cream either. So
Yeah, and you're right. Whipped cream is a suitable substitute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think everybody agrees with me that peach cobbler and vanilla ice cream they go together.
Yes, they do, and
They
they're
go
a
together.
wonderful combination.
Now, for my dad, for example, apple pie and cheddar cheese went together.
I like that too.
I do too, but I mean, for him, if he had apple pie,
You had to have cheddar
he
cheese.
had to have cheddar cheese.
What I really like is apple pie with cheddar cheese and vanilla ice cream.
Well, now that's true too. But I was more of the apple pie and ice cream guy more than the cheese. But
Watermelon
my
ice
dad.
cream. I'll have to think about that one. I've been just thinking about getting another watermelon and making some watermelon jelly. But we've got oodles of jelly left that we haven't eaten from year before last and before that. So I'm not sure I'll do that yet. I'd maybe set that off for another couple of years to ease up some of the other stuff. Apple
Ooh,
pie and
apple pie and
cinnamon
cinnamon
ice
ice
cream
cream.
is absolutely wonderful.
that sounds pretty
First
good.
time I ever had that was at Cracker Barrel Restaurant, and it's quite good. Found shelf-stable whipping cream, Trader Joe's, pricey for. Awesome! Thank you, Lisa. I will
Huh.
check that out.
Shelf stable whipping cream. That's a new one. Or an old one. It's probably been around forever. Being shelf stable, it's been around forever.
Duh.
Tinkerer's wife. Hello there. And welcome, Tinkerer's wife.
Oh, she's back again. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and welcome back.
Mm-hmm. Watermelon ice cream. Never had it before. I don't even know if it's a thing.
Oh yeah, watermelon ice cream is a very legitimate thing.
Have you tried it? I've never made it. I've
No.
never even tasted it. It sounds like an
Well, you're
interesting
right.
idea.
You're right.
Ella, I think that notifications don't work very well because most of the channels that I am subscribed to, I don't get notifications from. Even those that I am moderating for, I don't usually get them.
Oh, chocolate brownies with peanut butter chips and coconut icing. Like a German chocolate cake.
Now, I've had brownies with peanut butter chips, but I've never tried the German chocolate.
That kind
coconut
of
icing.
sounds kind of illegal.
Watermelon ice cream. Well, but Amy, you don't really like watermelons either, so. Everybody just gained 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's what you get when we start talking about food, isn't it?
There was a time in my life when I thought I gained weight that easily.
So here's a question.
Okay.
Favorite desserts.
Somebody asked that a few minutes ago. I don't have a
Favorite desserts. Favorite dessert.
My strawberry shortcake. My strawberry shortcake has the shortcake base, which I like to do the homemade one. It has a dollop of vanilla ice cream in the hole in the middle of the shortcake. It has strawberries all over the top with strawberry juice. And then I I pour Hershey's chocolate syrup over that and put a big dollop of whipped cream with nuts on the top.
I think my favorite dessert is banana split.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been decades since I've had it.
Oh,
Angel fruit
dear.
cake with strawberries and whipped cream. Yeah, that's a good one.
Tinker's wife
That's
is
a good
having
one.
problems. Hang on just a second.
Cheesecake, that's a good one too. Strawberry ice cream, I like that.
Have a style.
I like strawberry.
style.
I like strawberry shakes.
Tinker's Wife, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but when I
Oh
was
my
a child
gosh.
and I would get styes, my mom would cut a russet potato and place that on my eye. Something about the starch in the potato helped the sty. So it's worth a
Dates?
try.
Okay, well, given where you're at dates, I don't know.
Cheesecake, that's good too.
Anything chocolate? Well, hey, now that doesn't break it down too
Anything
much.
chocolate. Yeah.
Homemade angel food cake with fresh strawberries,
Mhm.
ice cream, and crushed saltines.
That's an
What?
interesting idea.
I've never had that.
You're welcome.
Huh.
Chocolate fudge brownies, that would be good.
Now, a good chocolate fudge is hard to resist for me.
Do you like the cooked ones or the non-cooked ones?
I'm not sure. Probably the uncooked ones.
Ariana says, I have to go see y'all next Sunday. Bye. Have a nice rest of. You take care,
Take
Ariana.
care,
Thank you
Ariana.
for joining us. It's really nice that you came by.
Yeah, but chocolate fudge brownies are good too.
Got to go have ice cream and brownies.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. What does a parrot like for dessert? Well, let's see.
Any fruit I can give them.
They like cereals. They love cereals, like, well, especially they like sweet cereals, but we don't give it to them. But they'll eat like cornflakes and Wheaties and, you know.
But he's looking for desserts. Anything
Desserts.
we're eating. They will eat anything.
They
we're
don't get
eating.
much that's sweet because sugar is not good for birds.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, their desserts would not be the same as ours.
Oh my goodness, that sounds wonderful.
Monk fruit and cinnamon whiskey. Oh boy,
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Mm-mm-mm.
that does sound good.
Hmm?
With monk fruit and cinnamon whiskey. Wow.
I have some cinnamon whiskey.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
Place in Hawaii called Dave's Ice Cream. They have a homemade chocolate macadamia ice cream that is
oh, now that would be worth going for.
macadamia
love-
are probably
I love
my favorite
macadamia.
nuts.
I love macadamia nuts. If they're
Mm.
years ago, I used to eat those fairly regular.
Now we just pig out on pistachios.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having some macadamia
Ella,
nuts. So.
do us a favor, sweetie. I really like all of the emojis, but we can get in trouble with YouTube if there are too many on our channel. So please kind of slow down a little bit with them. Thank you.
Shortbread crust quiche with
Rayburn
Rayburn
apples.
apple slices,
Buttered
butter
brown
brown
sugar.
sugar, and a bit of cinnamon topped with
That sounds good.
sliced almost or sliced almonds.
Probably almonds. She probably has a correction.
Yeah.
Not a problem, sweetie. I just wanted to
Shortbread
warn you
crust.
because I don't want to get in trouble.
Shortbread crust quiche. Huh.
Vodka with lemon what, Ahmad?
As a dessert.
Well, there are folks that think, well, vodka is its own food group.
That's true. You're right about that. There's no criticism there, darling. It's just, we try to toe the line. Bananas Foster. Yeah, that's a good one. I've had that one time
Never
down in
had
New
it.
Orleans.
Left-hand typing. I understand that one.
Yep, Bananas Foster had it one time. At Brennan's, I believe it was, in New Orleans.
Is Bananas Foster the one where they fry bananas and then
Yeah,
put
they light them at the
brown
table.
sugar and then they put
Yeah, they pour a little brandy or something
brandy,
over it and
that's it,
flame it
yeah.
at the table.
well,
Yeah,
then I've not had it out, but I've made it myself several times.
yeah.
I just never had somebody else make it for me. And I didn't know that's what it was called. I just called it fried bananas.
Yeah.
But they are good, especially if you use dark brown sugar instead of light brown sugar.
Okay.
It adds that little bit of extra sweetness from all the molasses. It's very good.
Probably does, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm about ready to cut a trail. I'm
Are
gonna go.
you?
Well, I'm gonna go.
You got to go catch up on golf.
I gotta
My
catch
goodness,
golf
it's been
because
an
I've
hour and
got.
a half since you've seen any.
Well,
Sorry, folks. I got
he
to see
snorts.
you.
He snorts derisively. Okay. Time I say something that comes up and is making me mad.
Oh, that's
If it's-
probably the suggestion
Yeah.
applications. There are a lot of them that do that.
I don't think I've ever had tiramisu. I've
I
heard
have
of it.
had tiramisu American style, and I did not like it at all.
What's in it?
It's Lady Fingers cookies and whipped cream and espresso coffee, and I don't know what else is in
Huh.
there.
Well, that does sound kind of good. I like ladyfingers.
I like all of them as individual things. I just didn't care for
I
it
haven't had
together.
any ladyfinger cookies in a long time.
Ella, if you type slowly, sometimes you can keep that from happening.
Russian? Not in this house.
Ahmad, the only thing I know in Russian is "niet," and I'm told that means no.
I'll tell you what, folks. I am going to make my break. Thank you, one and all, for coming by today. I'm very, very grateful. I send my best to all of you. And thanks again. And we will see you again next Sunday.
I'll see you later, love.
Yep.
I'll make you some
I'll be
lunch
in.
when I get
All right, I'll
off
be
of
in.
here.
You know where I'll be.
Yep.
And thank you very
Ella
much.
says bye-bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, I'm going to go watch
And Amy says, have a good
go
day.
watch Dustin
watching golf.
Johnson wipe up the golf course.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go.
There you go. Jason said, take care. And Tinker's wife says, happy golfing. This has been fun. It really has. I wasn't too sure how I was going to do today. And that reminds me, I wanted to say thank you to everyone for being so understanding about last week. I just was hurting too bad to get to sit in this chair for long enough to have a live stream. I've recently been diagnosed with arthritis in my hips and in my spine, and it was a bad day, and I just couldn't face it. So I really appreciate that you gave me the ability to just not show up last week. It was lovely to be able to sit there with my feet up and sitting on a heating pad and watch television and not worry. Because when I can't make it, I do worry that I'll miss you guys and you'll miss me, and then you won't show up again. So it's nice that you came in today. Ellie says, bye, David. See you next week.
See y'all later.
Ella, why did we say what, hon? My mom and GMA has it. Yeah.
You may come in for a little bit.
Arthritis. Sweetie, I'm 70 years old, and I just started having arthritis this year. So I appreciate it, Amy. But you know what's really funny? I say at every one of these that y'all coming by is like having my friends come by in the living room and visit. And I really feel that way. When I don't see you, I miss you. I really feel like you are my friends, and I don't want to upset him. Oh my goodness, Marie's Vegetable Garden. I have not seen you in forever. Welcome. I'm so glad you came in. Thank you, Tinker's wife. It's not fun to have arthritis, and especially not in spine and hips like you and I have. It just doesn't seem to get any better. But I refuse to let it stop me completely. So there may be times when I have to sit down instead of standing up, and there may be a few times when I have to not do it like I did, but I'm going to stay here the best I can. Hello, Mary Playford. It's good to see you as well. Big hugs to you, too. Love doing our live stream, but I really look for yes. You build relationships online, and a lot of folks that don't do this say that it's not real, but that's because they don't do it and they don't know. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate it that you understand and that you missed us. I think that you guys are, like I say all the time, you're our friends. You come to see us and visit with us on Sundays, and it's wonderful. Thank you, Ella. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was worried about that too, Amy. I was afraid that with the storms coming in, y'all may have to not have one as well. I hope that's not so, but life does come around, and sometimes it gets involved, it gets in the way of other things. So, oh well. Yep. see how it goes, do the best we can. That's all we can do. And I think what I may do too is I may get my office chair out of my studio and bring it in here, because the chairs we sit on are hard wooden chairs. And although I put new seats on them, which are slightly padded, they're still really hard. And sitting on arthritis feels like you're sitting on sticks or marbles or something. So, well, Ella, thank you very much. I think of you as a very good friend as well. So I'm really glad you come by. I truly am. But I get my office chair, which is all padded, comfy, and bouncy. So I'll get that and bring it in. Well, I'm not sure what I'm going to make David to eat. I'm going to have to think about that. The tuna casserole sounds awfully good, and it doesn't take that long. I just need to see if I have any chips. Get a comfy chair. There you go. These are my dining room chairs. They've got the woven cane backs, but the seats are wood. So they're not meant for old bottoms with lots of bones that bite. That's all I can say. Well, folks, it's almost 2:30, and I have very much enjoyed having y'all here. Oh, I've got to think of something too I need to ask your opinion on. Since we've reached the point now where we have almost 2,000 subscribers and the life of our channel has over 5,000 watch hours, I'm thinking about seeing what it takes to be monetized. I have not done it so far. Circa 1950. Yeah, mine too, Tinker's wife. Anyway, I've been thinking about investigating, and I'm not sure whether or not I should monetize. When I went into this, I said I was not doing it for money, and I truly am not. But some people that I know and respect have said many times to me that I should be monetized simply because people are making money off my videos, and I ought to make a little bit too. So let me know what you think about that idea. I just can't decide. It's a real hard decision for me. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. I really do. You guys you're my family in a lot of ways. You really are. And it's nice to have a lot of family all over the world. I should make some money for sure. Thank you, Jason. I'm not sure what it's going to take to monetize. I was told you had to have at least 1,000 subscribers and I think it was 4,000 watch hours, but I don't know what length of time you have to get that, so I'm not sure. Let YouTube pay me a little for the hard time and hard work. Thanks, Amy. Well, thank you, Ella. I will keep that in mind too. Go for it, Ruth says. Okay. One thing is you need to be aware they will run whichever ads they want to on your channel. I know Goody Boo got fed up. I don't know, Tinker's wife, I don't know if they're running, that's in 1 year, that I'm probably not up to it. I don't know if they're running ads on my channel right now or not. I really don't. Oh, Iris, thank you very much. I'm glad that I gave you the confidence to try that. It's really very important. Ahmad, thank you. That's not necessary. When I went into this, I told everyone I'm not doing it for the money. So I truly am not. But, well, I'm going to do some investigating and we'll see what it is. You're not seeing ads on that side? That may make the difference right there. Okay, good. Because I don't like ads, and it irritates me when people run ads. So that may make the decision. I may not do it just because I don't want to deal with the advertisers. So I'll think about it and pray about it and see what happens. But thank you for your advice and your suggestions. I truly do. Well, guys, it's now 2:30, and I am going to go ahead and close this out. I will be praying for all of you AdSense account if I want to monetize. I don't have one of those. I'll be praying for all of you. You have a good week. Stay safe, and I will see you all next Sunday. God bless. Bye.